I will tell him again, but you see the clouds coming, I think it's not so good.
Yeah, yeah. Can you say to Andre again this ITV interview?
Ah, I thought it was with you.
Yeah, afterwards.
Okay. You want to interview Andre or for?
No, we had both. It was in the, you see the email that I sent to Stetig?
I didn't.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know, I don't have it here.
The big one.
You want now to speak with Andre?
It's at 10 past.
10 past, okay.
Okay. And we're going to start with him and with Bertrand.
Okay, in live, huh?
Okay.
Yeah.
So, you received the email? Yeah.
He will?
You received the email? So it was sent to
Yeah.
cockpit? Okay,
But
no
just
We had many other things we were troubleshooting.
No, this was ages ago.
I don't know if he read it, I can
Yeah,
ask him.
just remind him again. In
Okay.
2 minutes.
TV. Confirm you got the mail from Conor?
No.
No, nothing. No mail, nothing. And what I tried to do on the last week, so far not very successful. But at least we have to figure out a short plan. We don't know what time do we start to climb. Then all things I can really plan everything I need to do. Because afterwards it's gone. I'm done. So.
Okay, the new profile I got is to start first climb at 20 Zulu, this means in about 1 hour, but only to level 90, and then the real climb starts at 0030.
Which is 0030, it's a normal climb.
Yeah, it's the normal
Not
climb.
not an early climb, huh?
No, it's the normal climb up to 280.
It's a normal profile, huh?
Absolutely, yeah. But you have time until this one.
Okay.
You have at least 4 hours, 5 hours to go.
Yeah. You know, I realized that it's not special. It's crazy.
Yeah,
But
it's
I didn't receive anything from Conor, didn't send anything, huh?
okay, good. So it would be in about, I think, 1 minute with Conor and with Bertrand all together. I keep you informed.
Okay.
Something else?
Ja, nicht dringend, wenn er kann seine Power immer mehr dazugeben, wenn wir Richtung 20 kommen. Besser wäre
Aber
so.
er ist im Descent.
Genau.
Dann wird der Descent flacher, genau so.
Etwas mehr Power.
Jetzt lädt die Batterie mit 16 Ampere. Und er
Ich
kann
sage das gleich.
Nein, nicht. Ist
Ja,
gut.
aber er muss
Der kann
sowieso
dann-
die Descent stoppen, sonst während den Interview ist er in Clouds.
Okay. Ja.
Habe ich das
Okay,
Gefühl.
genau, gut, dann funktioniert das automatisch, dann macht er das schon.
Er wird ein Level aufmachen ganz soon. Siehst du die
Ganz
Wolke
bald,
da auf
ja.
den 1 Uhr da?
But also for the climb, he can start this climb earlier if we reach more than 20 amps.
Okay,
So
understand.
we can
Exactly.
put
This
in
is
more.
the highest one.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's very difficult to. You see, 12
Wenn
and
er
20 amps.
21 steht, geht die Welt nicht unter.
Ja, aber es
Nur
ist
das gesamte Zeit ist auch schon.
So Conor,
Ja.
Conor didn't start yet, he's a bit late.
ja, aber das ist schon ein großer Unterschied an 16 und das sind 12.
Ja, das ist gut.
Die nächste Frage wäre jetzt so ein bisschen strategisch. Wann ist denn der Punkt gekommen, wo wir sagen, okay, das ist ein Holding und die mal durchgeführt?
0 Zulu.
0 Zulu. Das ist strikt eine Uhrzeit, das ist nicht, was er aus dem Fenster sieht.
Nein,
Das hast du discussed. Der Andreas hat das schon so
Aber es ist
getimt.
auf jeden Fall noch eine Änderung. Also,
Das war hin, die haben das so getimt, dass sie auch die Cirrus-Wolken auch nicht treffen. Hier gibt es auch Cirrus. Das ist also schon noch ein bisschen ausgeklügelt. Das kann man nochmal mit dem Link dann.
ich meine, das ist ja jetzt wirklich aber der Hintergrund, weil wir haben auch den Budget machen. Wenn wir uns das irgendwie raustun, drehen wir es natürlich noch gerne 15 Stunden, eine Stunde. Aber das ist nicht, wenn wir eine Stunde später wieder rein.
Ja, das Holding ist schon noch, also das
Macht es
22
Sinn,
Solo, der die will
macht
gar
es
nicht
jetzt Sinn, das Holding auf Nord-Süd-Kurse zu verlegen? Anstatt Ost-West?
machen. Geht das mit, ja, mit dem Call schon, das geht eigentlich
Das
schon.
ist so ungefähr.
Wobei jetzt, wenn man es jetzt mit
Pas encore, non. Ben, j'attends. Ouais, mais c'est à eux de donner l'ordre du live, ils n'ont pas commencé.
C'est moi qui...
Nous, on est prêts, André, il attend.
Ok, là aussi on est bon? Oui, ok. Donc,
Peut-être juste dire à Conor, je suis pas sûr qu'il soit...
You're watching Solar Impulse TV. It is now our energy neutral morning program, the big moment of the day. And if you have a look here, we can see it in just 2 minutes. We'll be reaching that critical point. I have with me to talk about this, we have Bertrand, initiator and chairman. Hello.
Hello. And you are right to show that number. Look, you have very high numbers, 49 hours of flight, landing in 60 hours. But you have one small number, and it's actually the most important one, 1 minute 41 seconds. This is the time in which the sun will give the energy again to start the new day and the new climb. This number is absolutely extraordinary for all the people who understand what we're doing. The plane will start again for the third day in a row to produce its own energy by itself. And this is the first time we make 2 complete cycles. The first day you can say it's by chance. The second day you can say it's by chance, but now we're starting the third day. And this is the moment when we can absolutely say that this plane has an unlimited endurance. Unlimited endurance. It can make as many cycles as it wants. In 53 seconds, we'll have the proof of it.
And also to celebrate this moment, we have His Highness Prince Albert of Monaco back to see us again. Lovely to see you.
It's great to see you, Conor, and it's great to be here and great to be with Bertrand before he takes off to join Hawaii. And I'm very excited. I think this is, of course, a critical and very kind of memorable time of the, and I hope it will be a positive memory, and we all do, of this wonderful project. And I'm really excited to be here for this very special moment.
And now it's flashing. You remember on our film, the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, we made it. After the first time we did 1 cycle, now it's the beginning of the third cycle, 3, 2, 1, 0. And here we are starting the third day. André is now demonstrating that it's possible to fly forever, producing the energy in the plane thanks to the sun. That's an absolutely fascinating moment. And all the people who still have doubts about what we can do with renewable energies, they should watch this, because I think it's memorable.
Well, let's see if we can bring our pilot into the conversation now, André Borschberg. André, can you hear us?
Yes, of course. I can hear us. Hi, everybody. Hi, Albert. Hi, Bertrand. Hi, Conor.
Hi.
André, it's great to hear your voice, and it's even better to see your achievements. You heard and you saw the numbers. You are entering in the third day, in the third cycle. You're flying forever. You're the first man to do that, and it's extraordinary airplane.
Now, André, you have several cameras in this plane. We're very lucky to be able to see you in very different ways. At the moment, we can see the exterior of the plane. We'd like to see your lovely smiling face, though. Can we have a look at that now?
We can try at least. Let's see if the technology works. Tell me if you see something.
Yeah. Yes.
Perfect. You're looking...
Perfect. We see you very well.
Yeah, we see you very well, André.
Now, André, this is going extremely well.
Great.
I'll just ask the question again, André. Now, in terms of the length of time that you've been traveling, we are now in uncharted territory. You've been going for an extremely long time. And in fact, the longest ever solar flight. Many more records to come.
Yes, but it's not so much, in fact, a question of records. I think first it's fascinating to have the possibility to fly almost forever. And that's true. That's something
completely different. You know, I'm here for many days. We can make the flight longer. The cockpit is organized like a home. It's a small home, but I tell you, it's an extraordinary feeling. So this is something completely different. But we also have to think about these technologies and what we can do with that.
Indeed, and that brings us back to why we're doing this. Bertrand, you've always said that this is not just to prove that we can fly around the world. You want much more out of this adventure than that.
Yes, absolutely. Solar Impulse is the demonstration that we can do impossible things with clean technologies, energy efficiency, renewable energy. And when we speak about all the challenges for climate change, for protection of the environment, I notice that people always keep on repeating about the problems, or they give targets to reach, but they never give the solutions, the way to reach these targets. And what we want to do with André and with our entire team, and Prince Albert is also very active in that field with his foundation, we want to show the solutions. We want to show that today we can divide by 2 the energy consumption of the world and therefore the CO2 emissions by replacing old polluting devices with new clean technology. And Solar Impulse is a flying laboratory demonstrating these technologies, bringing positive emotions about these technologies. And solutions is what people want. If you speak about problems, people are fed up, they are depressed, they feel too small to change anything in the world. If you speak about solutions and you give them the solutions, they understand that this will create jobs, make profit, sustain growth of the industry, and at the same time protect the environment, and at the same time achieve incredible things like flying around the world in a solar-powered airplane. This is what we want to do with André and our team, and it's a message. The records, it's like the cherry on the cake, the icing on the cake, but the message is what really is so important for all of us.
And Prince Albert as head of state over the last 10 years. Congratulations, by the way.
Thank you.
I think
Can you imagine, Bertrand? Yeah. Can you imagine that one of the questions we have today is to have too much energy, and we are working on different solutions in the best way to use the extra energy that we will have available. I mean, it's a nice problem to have.
It's a nice problem to have.
Yeah, it's true that the batteries are heating up at a rate that is a little too fast. And we were telling with André, we are sure we can get enough energy from a microwave oven. And we never could get that microwave. And I'm sure André is really sad.
So I had a question.
Exactly, yes. You know, I would have loved to do my raclette today.
So I just had a question for you, Prince Albert. Over the last 10 years, you've used your status as head of state to really promote the cause of tackling climate change. And you go to innumerable conferences. You have to sit through so many hours and hours of talking. Here we have something tangible, a real project. How helpful is it to you to have a project like the project of André and Bertrand?
Well, I think it's incredibly important this year in view of the COP21, the conference on climate change in Paris that will be at the end of the year. And this is a shining example of what can be done in terms of renewable energies. And solar power has to be absolutely part of the energy mix that we need for the future. And with Solar Impulse, what a better example can there be of showing what technologies are available now to put solar power and put solar energy on the forefront of what we need for, and it's not just about aviation, it's about using solar power for every energy need that is available to us. And it absolutely has to be a part of our future. And this is such a symbol of hope and sustainability for the future. And I cannot be more enthusiastic about this project. I mean, there are people that are even more enthusiastic than me that are right next to me.
You are an enthusiastic patron, and you believed in it before we were flying. And André remembers when I told him, I'm going to ask Prince Albert, but we haven't flown yet, the plane is not yet constructed, you think he will agree? And you said yes immediately.
Oh yeah, but I really believed in this project, and I still believe in it, of course, and that's why I think why the center is here in Monaco, but I think it's a wonderful team and a wonderful group of people around André and Bertrand, and I cannot be more positive, and I'm sure it will be a resounding success. But if you allow me, I think we forgot a very important question to put to André, is how he feels, because he looks good, not very tan, but he looks very good. But I want to ask André, how do you feel right now after 49 hours plus of flying?
I feel absolutely great. I have to say, the night was very interesting on one side, challenging, but superb. The first night yesterday was about digesting, in fact, the beginning of this mission. Now I'm fully into it, and it's beauty. It's extraordinary, emotional, challenging plane that's at the same time trusting, in fact, the technology, but with the support of the control center of
You're breaking up on the...
privileged this morning.
We are having a few problems hearing you, André. I don't know if you can hear us, but it was breaking up a little bit there. I will try and come back to you in just a second. I know that the engineers here are going to try and improve the connection with you. But
and especially he was cut at the moment that he was pronouncing the most important word. He was saying the control center of, and he was cut, of Monaco! Of Monaco! It's not a conspiracy against you.
Well, as I said, André, I hope we can come back to you very shortly. But in the meantime, I'll put a question to Bertrand, and hopefully we'll have you back so we can come back to you on that. But it was about the difficulty of creating this plane. And we talked about the team that André has assembled, and you were, Prince Albert, you believed in this vision. Some people didn't. They thought it was impossible. So André and Bertrand had to make something that many people thought could not be done. And let's talk about where we are now. We're into the unknown for everyone. Now, the plane was built to do what we're doing now, to do something extraordinary, 5 days, 5 nights. But to get to that point of taking off, it needed a leap of faith.
Yes, it was the leap of faith for the entire team. And it was very difficult. Very difficult because this plane has flown in the last years above land. It could stop any time. If there was a problem, we were close to an airport. And this time, it's jumping over the Pacific, over 8,000 kilometers of water. And I tell you, for people who have been working on this project, maybe it was easy to lose sight of what it was done for. We were in our comfort zone. We were confident and comfortable. And suddenly, we had to make that decision to cross the Pacific. And I tell you, for several people inside the team, it brought a lot of fear, a lot of anxiety, and it's normal. It's completely normal. It's not only a question of a pilot, André or me, flying one after the other. It's about a team who is also challenging its comfort and its comfort zone to do something that nobody has done before. For the engineers, it's difficult. For the weathermen, it's difficult. For the people making the simulation, for everybody, it's really difficult. And I hope this moment will bring the team even closer together and will show that all together we're able to do what no one in the team until now imagined he could be able to do. So the process of exploration, it's also a process of exploration inside ourselves. And I tell you, the engineers, they're exploring themselves. All the guys in the control center, they are exploring themselves deep inside, their fear, their emotions, their anxieties. And this is something I admire a lot, because they accept to do that jump in the unknown. For me, it's normal. I've seen people doing that all their life, all my life, my father, my grandfather. It's normal for me. But now, with André, we're taking the others with us in that scary moment.
Now, André, I really hope you heard that, and I really hope you can come back on that, because you as well were part of the management team with Bertrand making that decision to fly.
Can you hear me? Or?
Yes.
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 Well, it's true that was really a special moment. And you know, you go from a way to manage the project, which is done in a very structured, defined, well managed way, in a situation where you have to explore. You go into the unknown, like Bertrand explained, and this step is extremely difficult. I think it's difficult for everybody, but that's exactly what we had to do. Flying in the airplane like other airplanes, that's something we know. Flying 5 days, 5 nights over the water with no escape is something we don't know. There are risks. We try to mitigate them, but it's true. It creates some fear, and we have to find a way to cope with this. It took me 1 day. It took me the first night, and now I feel already very different in this cockpit.
And this is an interesting experience we're talking about with André before he took off, and also at the end of the first night. The first night in an adventure is always the worst. I had 3 first nights in my life until now. It was to cross the Atlantic in a balloon, and 2 flights, 1 attempt to fly around the world in a successful flight, 20 days. And the first night, I was always asking to myself, what am I doing here? Why do I do that? It's crazy, it's horrible, it's painful, it's uncomfortable, it's scary. And you always have all these problems in the beginning. The problems, they always come at the beginning, because it's something completely new. And if you have a problem, usually it comes very soon in the project. So you spend your time solving the problems, and the night is horrible. And then you have the first sunrise. And it's completely different. And this is exactly what André has experienced. And I told him also in the beginning, you will see, when you have the first sunrise, it's not only the energy for the pilot, for the airplane that comes, it's the energy for the pilot. You feel you are in the cycle of life. You feel that you are inside your new home. You're part of the environment. And it's a fantastic feeling, because the adventure, it starts the second day. The first day is a nightmare.
And could you confirm that, André, a nightmare the first night?
And how was the sunrise, André?
I mean, both was great, but the first night was special because it was full of the emotion of the first day, the go no go decision, which was in the center of what we did when we left Nagoya, Japan, and for me it was, I mean, the night was taken to digest all these emotions. So I didn't sleep much. I did a lot of meditation. I did a lot of breathing. I mean, I really tried to get into myself, and it worked. And that's true. That's the following morning. The sunrise was another situation, other feelings, another future, a different future. And today, the level of energy is already 10 times what it was yesterday. today was I mean, totally unique in terms of the way I felt, the energy I have, the spirit. I am now fully into this, and I'm discovering. And we discussed this many times with Bertrand, and tried to get a little bit his experience. I mean, in the different flights he did, a little bit to prepare myself, because it helps to visualize a little bit what you could expect, what you could find, and by being a little bit better prepared, you also are a better observer of what's going on, and you take the benefit out of it, and that's what is happening.
Now, Andre, Prince Albert of Monaco is still with us with Bertrand. I know he has a question for you about some of the beautiful things that you've been seeing.
No, I just wanted to know, Andre, how beautiful was that sunset that you experienced?
For sunset, sunrise, of course,
sunrise.
are magical moment, because it's a transition. You go from a way to feel, a way to be, into another one. So that's true. These are unique moments, because you know that you go for something else. But the night itself was also special, because there was two stars. I think it was Jupiter and Venus, who are very close to each other, extremely close. And they are not in the same place as the full moon, which happens at the same time. And this was quite special in the sky. And when you see this over the clouds, and I'm flying over these clouds, which makes like a white cushion under me, it was also, extraordinary.
And it looks extraordinary here as well, Andre. We can follow you. We've been seeing the wonderful images coming from the plane, and as you say, seeing this unbroken cushion of cloud below you, and you into the blue sky. And congratulations on everything you've achieved so far. I don't know if Prince Albert or Bertrand want to say another word to Andre before we.
If you may, all of this reminds me of a saying that's not too far from Jules Verne's saying that's on the wall behind us here, but it's from an American sports coach who remains anonymous. But he said this one day, which I think is a beautiful sentence, and he said, "To achieve all that is possible, you must attempt the impossible. To be all that you can be, you must dream of being more." And I think this is what this project is all about. And I'm so proud to be a part of it, and so proud that Monaco is a part of it.
Yeah, you are so right. You are so right. It's a project where we are always on the edge. And we would like to push the people in the world to use more of the same technologies that we have on Solar Impulse to have a cleaner world in terms of energy efficiency, saving energy and natural resources. And it's a project that pushes us, Andre and I, to do more than what we thought we could do. And this is exactly what Andre is doing now. And I hope I will have the chance to do it from Hawaii to America. And it pushes all the people of the team to also achieve what they never thought they could do. And this type of things, the people in the team will remember it for their entire life. And I tell you, the people who will be in the team, at the landing, when we succeed, these people will have a life that will be different in the future, because they will know that themselves also they can achieve the impossible. And this is why I love this team, and I hope we can celebrate the success all together. And of course, you're part of the team, Albert.
Lovely talking to you, Andre, and we'll be in touch very soon.
Leave the word of the end for Andre. It's so great. We love to see him on the screen and speaking, hearing his voice. Go ahead, Andre. Whatever you want to say, it's going to be great.
Oh, but this question of being inspired and inspiring, I think it's also crucial. You have been inspired by a lot of people. I was inspired by also all these pilots, pioneers which develop the aviation we know today and help the young generation to find these dreams. I think that's great. So we are always extremely happy to see kids, students, young people around the Athene to discuss what we are doing.
Thank you very much, Andre, and we'll speak to you very soon.
Goodbye, my solar brother. Talk to you soon.
Bye-bye, Andre.
Bye, Bertrand, et puis bonne journée, Albert. Toujours
Merci.
magnifique à parler.
And thank you, Prince Albert of Monaco, for being with us again on Solar Impulse TV. And thank you, Bertrand, for being here during this flight and over the last few weeks as well. It's been wonderful to have you. And next time, look forward to seeing you welcoming Andre in Hawaii.
Yes, exactly. Looking very much forward to see the plane coming to Hawaii and imagine that it's coming from Japan. And without a noise, 4 electrical motors, no pollution, carrying a message and knowing that millions of people are following this flight because they believe in a clean future. That's going to be extraordinary.
Now, we're not quite at the halfway point of this flight so far. By the way, if you're wondering what Andre's doing, he's doing some exercises.
He's doing his exercises.
At least I think that's what he's doing.
I hope he remembers that he's live on TV if he goes to the toilet.
No, there will be some. Although he's broken the record, I know you're very proud of one record: the first man to use a toilet in a solar-powered airplane. That was one of your proud moments, wasn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
But we kept the video off for that one. So what I was going to say was that we're not quite at the halfway point in terms of duration for this flight yet. We will come back on SITV for that point. And after that, of course, we'll be looking forward to Hawaii. We've already mentioned Bertrand being there to meet Andre, and we'll have more and more images coming from our team waiting at the airport in Hawaii. But for now, as we didn't show you live at the time the takeoff, this is another opportunity now to look back to the beginning of this groundbreaking flight from Nagoya, Japan to Hawaii.
But maybe you should explain why nobody saw the takeoff live. After the trauma of cancelling the previous attempt 5 minutes before takeoff, with all the media, all the friends, everybody excited, and then disappointed because we cancelled, we decided to be very discreet and humble for the following departure, and to tell only that we were attempting the flight to Hawaii once the plane had passed the point of non-return. So the first 10 hours, almost nobody knew we were flying. And then suddenly we said, hello, here we are, popped out of the box and flying to Hawaii. Some people were a little disappointed, but it was safer. It was a way not to tempt fate a second time.
Well, thanks for explaining again, because I know there were some of you, our supporters, for example, and people who've been following us since the beginning. They were a bit disappointed and saying, where's the takeoff, what's going on? I didn't want to disappoint you yet another time. And that's why, as you'll see in this video, there's a slightly somber atmosphere, wasn't there?
The 44-hour flight gave an indication that we should be able to manage, that we can fly through the night, that the airplane has a good performance. Now we have to be able to do it over 5 days, 5 nights at least. So I guess it's still in front of us, but we have a good indication and good morale and great spirit, and I guess a very good preparation as well. So I'm ready.
Okay, Andre, we made a lot of emotional speeches for the first 2 attempts to go to Hawaii. Now we make it a little bit more sober, and the circumstances just push us to say that we all support you, Audrey, from all our heart. We wish you all the best, an absolutely great flight. And although I try to make it sober, I'm really moved. You cannot imagine. And Prince Albert is next to me, and he will give the official go. And then the adventure will start, my friend.
Okay, Andre, this is Prince Albert. It's a great pleasure to be back at the MCC and to wish you all the best for this fantastic crossing of the Pacific. So good sun and Godspeed. And Andre, you are clear to proceed with the takeoff procedures. Thank you. Have a great flight.
Thank you very much. Good number. I mean, really great. It's a very special moment. I really hope we can come together in 5 days on the other side. So looking forward, and thank you for everything.
And that was the takeoff from Nagoya in Japan. As Bertrand Piccard said just there, that we couldn't show it live. We really didn't want to disappoint people yet another time. And the energy, as you saw there, was rather strange, but we made it in the end. And now, as we can see, the excitement from Prince Albert of Monaco, from Bertrand himself, and all the team as well. We've passed an incredible point, energy neutral morning, and also the longest ever solar flight in terms of duration. The next landmark will be when we cross over the halfway point in terms of the duration of this flight. Not quite there yet, but it is coming very shortly. So after this show, we'll have a breaking news update to bring you that point. Now, let's take a look at the map. This is a Google map showing the plane. And, oh dear, it looks like we're going in the wrong direction. And some people have been saying on Twitter and various other social media, guys, are you heading back to Japan? Well, I can assure you we're not. Florian Becker from our mission engineering team is here. We are going to Hawaii. Promise me that, Florian.
Yes, of course, we're going to Hawaii.
But there's a problem, Florian. We're facing the wrong direction. What's going on here?
Currently, we are doing a holding pattern. This is planned as we do it at least 2 hours a day. And we are using them to give us a little bit of buffer in case of changes of the wind, if we have less tailwind or even headwind. So we cut then on these holding patterns. And also, as we are doing now, we want to position ourselves in the right spot for the front crossing. And we prepare us now for the first front crossing on solar day 3. And yeah, this holding pattern will last at least 6 hours. So because we are very strict on the altitude pattern, we want to cross this front when we are very high. So we have to wait until the sun is up and we can charge the batteries. Then we go up in altitude and cross this front.
So this is yet another complication that you guys have to deal with. It's really not flying from point A to point B. These holding patterns, when you're actually turning the plane around, and in this case, in a night situation, this is nothing to do with sun. This is purely for timing, as you say, crossing the front at the right time. Now, the importance of crossing the front at the right time is that we don't like weather fronts, do we? Weather fronts are bad for solar impulse.
Yes, they are very bad because of the clouds above and below. And we really need to time this very precisely to cross them really in the right time.
Okay, thank you very much for explaining that. I hope that's clear for everyone. It's clear for me anyway. Thank you very much, Florian, for explaining why the plane looks like it's flying in the wrong direction. It isn't. This is perfectly normal. It's a holding pattern, a bit like the holding patterns that you see on regular airplanes in airports in order to wait for a landing slot. We have holding points, as you said, Florian, around about now 2 hours per day, you said.
Yes, we plan 2 hours per day.
Another point when people watching this map could see the plane facing the wrong direction is when there is sun. Now, there are points in the day when it's best for the plane to be facing the wrong direction in order to get more sun into the plane. Is that right?
Yes, we call this a U-turn, and we want to do this every morning. So when the sun is coming up from the east, we face to the west, and then we have the sun behind us, and that's the best position for us to gather the sun very early and to have very fast a lot of sun.
Okay, the angle is best when we're facing that direction. Yes. There you go, 2 new terms for you to remember. This is very important. Holding pattern, as we have now, and when the sun is up, a U-turn. 2 things you don't normally get when you're flying on a charter airline for your holidays. Thank you very much, Florian Becker. And let's now take a look at something else which is a bit different happening in this show. You may have noticed, if you were looking at the wide-angle picture of the studio, which we can see now, there's a guy sitting in the corner drawing. It's not just some random guy. This is Martin, our cartoonist, who has invented many new characters for us. Hello, Martin. Florian, be polite. Go and wave to Martin. There you go. They know each other. Honestly, they do. Now, Martin is doing something very nice for us. He's decided to do a cartoon of the show. Since the start of the show, we've had many things going on already. We've had André, we've had Prince Albert, we've had Bertrand. So he's got lots of things he needs to fit in on his little piece of paper. And by the end of the show, we will have a new drawing for you. You can see many of Martin's cartoons on our website already. He has been doing hundreds and hundreds. He's a very busy man. That's right, isn't it? Hundreds and hundreds? Yeah, he agrees with that. And we've got new characters for you as well, who we have started introducing to Solar Impulse. Joe the Shark is one. Joe the Shark is a very frustrated Pacific shark because he was hoping to have pilot and carbon fiber casserole. At the moment, it looks like he won't be getting any of that. Joe the Shark, I understand, has his own Twitter feed. Is that right? There you go. So if you're on Twitter, go to twitter.com and look for Joe the Shark. Hashtag Joe the Shark?
Yeah, Joe. I'm going to write it down.
Okay, so write it down. We'll have a look at that in a second there. So you can follow the hashtag Joe the Shark and find out more about his adventures. And he's been doing all he can to get more closely acquainted with Solar Impulse 2. It's not going to happen, though. Thank you very much, Florian, again. And we look forward to speaking to you again soon. Did you enjoy that? That was Florian's first time on telly, by the way. Give him a round of applause, everyone. There you go. Was that good? Do you want to do more of that? Florian was just being shy. In fact, he loves the limelight. It's always been his dream to be in showbiz. I can look at the smile on his face there, you see? Well, as you may have noticed by now, this is an extremely complicated flight. We've said it many times, but when things go well, sometimes people can forget just how groundbreaking it is, this extraordinary 120-hour adventure. We're well into uncharted territory. Even the people working on this since the very beginning had a moment when they said, really, can we do this? Can we really take this risk to leave land, have no way back? We've gone way beyond the point of no return, and we have to carry on to Hawaii now. Well, we put together a video giving you a bit of a breakdown of all the potential risks that can take place on such an extraordinary 5-day, 5-night flight. The pilot flies for up to 120 hours and climbs up to 8,500 meters each day in an unpressurized cockpit of less than 4 cubic meters. Flying for 5 consecutive days and nights requires the stamina and training of an endurance athlete. The pilot must be physically and mentally prepared to be alert at the controls for such a long period of time, and the cockpit's been designed to aid the pilots in these extreme conditions, with both André Borschberg and Bertrand having trained in 72-hour flight simulations monitored by a team of nutritionists and health scientists.
The pilot has an oxygen system because the cabin behind me is not pressurized. So we fly to 28,000 feet, 8,500 meters is the maximum altitude. And there's very little pressure in the atmosphere at that altitude. There's still 21% oxygen, but the pressure your body needs to be able to ingest that oxygen is not high enough. This is very dangerous because the pilot can very quickly pass out. The time of useful consciousness at such an altitude is between 1 minute and 1.5 minutes. So we have to provide a supplemental oxygen system. So the pilot has an oxygen system on board, which gives him pulses on demand and mixes it with the ambient air at that altitude. We also have to consider the fact that we're climbing from a very low altitude from the first day, sea level approximately, to 8,500 meters. And this is difficult on the body for risks of decompression sickness. The nitrogen or gases which are diffused in your blood can bubble and come out of your blood, and that can be dangerous because it can cause cerebral problems, problems within your joints and your circulation system.
So the mission control center will make the tracking of the pilot health and oxygen consumptions. So we have a checklist for that. Every hours we will ask the pilots different questions about his health, fatigue, and so on. We'll also ask for the readings of the oxygen quantity on board. And we are quite good experienced about the mood of the pilot. And this is giving a lot of information for us. But for sure, it will be a very important subject because to fly 120 hours or so, I think the pilot need a good support from the mission control center. Also, you know, they have to do some physical exercises, and normally when you are flying, you don't seek to do this. So it's our role in the mission control center to suggest the pilot, if you have some time now and you are easy, so make your yoga or exercises like this.
Each day, Solar Impulse will climb to the height of Mount Everest, 8,500 meters, and then glide to below 3,000 meters during the night. This change in pressure can affect the pilot, even with their oxygen mask, and they both train for altitude sickness and the effects of decompression on the body. Within the cockpit is a first aid kit that can be used to relieve some of the initial symptoms of altitude sickness. During the flight, a dedicated team will monitor the pilot's heart rate, blood oxygen level and vigilance levels, also tracking the sleep periods. Above 3,000 meters, the pilot must use an oxygen mask to continue breathing. SI-2 is equipped with oxygen bottles that the pilot will use at a rate of 1 per day, so there's a spare with a backup system for the most challenging flight of 5 days across the Pacific Ocean. I hope that gives you a bit of an overview of the many, many complications that this pilot has to confront from now until landing in Hawaii. Weather has been the constant bugbear for Solar Impulse. This is a plane that cannot fly across weather fronts, as we saw earlier, and it's taken a long time to find a window that will allow us to get to Hawaii. And the two people who have to confront this problem are Wim de Trooijer and Luc Trulemans, who's with me now, our Belgian weathermen. It's been hard going, hasn't it, Luc?
It was a long time and very difficult for us to find this fabulous window, because this is the window of the year, of the window of the summer. But waiting for more than 1 month in Japan, in the season of the typhoons, we have got 2 typhoons just south of Japan in the last month, and now we have a huge bad weather coming in over Japan there, and we are chasing by this bad weather, but the aircraft is for the moment at this point. For the specialists, we are 40 north, 170 east for the time being. We make an holding there to find some time to cross this feature. This is a cold front with reactivating during the next 48 hours, and we will jump over this cold front the last day, just ahead Hawaii. This front is moderate activating, so no thunderstorms, but rainfall below. Snowfall, because we are in altitude, also rain and snow below, I would say, 17,000 feet. And during the ascent, in the climb, the mission climb during the day, the last day, we will jump just over those clouds and land the day after, and the day after is the 3rd of July. And for the moment, for the time being, we think that we could land at 8 Zulu, 8 UTC.
Yeah, so possibly knocking a few hours off our initial flight plan, which is great news for André to get there. And there's so much going on here, constantly moving, and we've seen fronts in various different places on the 3rd day, the 4th day, the 5th day as well. And your big problem, of course, as a meteorologist, is that you can't, 10 days in advance, know what the weather's going to be like.
We can go for 5 days, and everybody knows now that this journey will have a duration of 5 days. So we can make a forecast until the middle of the ocean, but 2 days after to Hawaii, it's very difficult with great accuracy to find the details and the clouds cover, and also the clouds altitude. So we took off. We knew until here the weather. Now we are flying since 2 days, and we know now the weather at the end, and everything is now very confident. The reliability of the forecast is very high. We have reliability for 80% until point F 80G, and then we have for the moment 70% of reliability until Hawaii. And we know already in Hawaii that we don't have trade winds. It will be very calm with cloudiness until 7,000 feet, 2 octa, 3 octa. This is mainly 40% of cloudiness. It's fine to see that on my maps.
And it must be a real luxury for you just to be looking to the end of the week rather than people saying, what's the weather like in 2 weeks' time?
Impossible to say it. 2 weeks' time, it's impossible. But you know, the fabulous front is here. And what do you see? This is all. This is weak, this is dissipating. This is the miracle. We were waiting for 2 months for this. You have this mostly in the month of April, March, April, May. In June, you have the monsoon coming in with the typhoons. And this, in the middle of the summer, beginning of the summer, we have now this front dissipating. But look, the new generation is there. And if we were staying still now in Japan, we must wait again 1 month.
Which is not what we wanted at all. But here, there is hope again, and it looks like we're going to make it, fingers crossed. As you said, the weather window of the year, that's what we wanted to see. Luc Tullemans, thank you very much. From our weather team, him and Wim de Troye, you've probably seen them if you're watching Solar Impulse TV because, well, they're always here.
He's sleeping. He's sleeping.
First time for a long time, but it's good to see he's getting some rest, and you as well, Luc. Thank you very much. Nice talking to you.
Welcome.
And we're going to take a look at simulation as well, because the teams all have to work together hand in hand. The engineers, Luc and Wim from the weather, the simulation team, Stefan Eleonora and Christophe Bezot, and also the air traffic controllers as well. We haven't heard much from them recently, but we will, before we land, have a chat with one of the guys, Niklaus, Yves-André or Martin from the team, because they have had an extraordinarily complicated time, particularly when we were taking off from Nagoya. We have a video that we want to show you now. Now, earlier today, there was a bit of a surprise for André, and it was a surprise that he was very happy to have sprung on him. Let's see if we can take a look at that video now.
André?
Yes.
Okay, we have a surprise for you.
I like the surprise.
You like surprises?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Okay, so someone will call, you know him or her? Stand by.
Okay, sure.
Hello André, it's Carole. Bonjour de Nagoya.
Comment tu vas?
We have a little surprise for you. As we all wanted to make sure that you will receive the incredible energy of everyone. So from the team and from the people you love all around the world. So I would like, in the name of the team, to invite you to look in the box number 13, which is a great number for you. And you will find a small booklet, a green booklet, where you will find all this great energy.
Yes, that is box number 13, huh?
Yes, 13, yes.
Oh, true, huh? I love it. Of course I will go there and
You have the entire night to find it.
Ouais, absolument. In the dark.
Yep.
Have you found it?
Incroyable. Yeah, of course, yes. That's superb. I mean, that's absolutely superb. So great. I love it. C'est tellement beau, c'est magnifique. This book is incredible.
Yeah, so I would like, in the name of the entire team, we would like to wish you a wonderful trip. And we are all looking forward to seeing you landing there in Hawaii. And enjoy the surprise.
Yeah, thank you so much, Carole. Thank you for calling. Thank you for your thoughts. And my best to the team. And looking forward also to see you all there. You know, I'm alone here, but if half an hour ago or so we were working, discussing different things, the plan, the route and everything, and I really thought for a moment that I was sitting just next door in a room adjacent to the MCC, and I almost stood up and wanted to open the door, and then I realized I was in the airplane. I mean, it was so strange. At the moment, I was somewhere else. It was so funny, really. So.
Please do not open the door.
No. Okay, I know which one it is.
And promise me that you will sleep this night and not read the full book. Only a page at a time.
I found the book already. Big hugs. Big hugs.
Andre?
Yeah, big hugs, lots of love from everywhere, and yeah, take care.
A little surprise for Andre Borschberg a little earlier, book signed by all the team, and you heard and saw Carole, our intrepid team logistics manager, who has been doing incredible things for the team in Nagoya in Japan. I hope she's watching. Hi Carole, wherever you are. Hopefully you're in Hawaii by now, as most of the team are waiting for Andre Borschberg to land. Now, during this show, which has been packed full of content, our cartoonist Martin has been drawing away. And I wonder how far you've got, Martin. Martin, I don't know if there are any sharks in your drawing.
There's a lot.
I thought there would be.
A lot of them.
We've got a comment here from one of the many people watching this on YouTube, saying that their idea for catching the shark is catching Andre with a smelly raclette.
Right, I'll do that.
Okay, just bear that one in mind. I'm sure you've got something else
I will.
up your sleeve. Thanks very much. And we'll have a look at Martin's picture at the end of the show. And before then, we're going to get an update on Future is Clean and the Paper Planes Challenge. There's a new Paper Planes video coming out. But first of all, I just wanted to return to the situation in hand. Now, we were looking at weather with Luc Trulemans a little earlier. We saw that satellite map. As I said, Luc and Wim work closely with the simulation team and also with the mission engineers who developed the flight plan and the air traffic controllers. Eleonora Grava is here from Rome all the way to Monaco. Hello.
Hello.
And you are part of the team who put these together. Now, this is the Altran simulation. And what we've done is we're going to take a look at the simulation that we saw before takeoff. And that is, well over 40 hours ago. And this is the latest we have from today. Now, the little green circle here is Solar Impulse 2. And destination point is the green square, Hawaii. So let's run those simulations now together. Now, just take us through what you think are the key differences here between the two simulations, Eleonora.
Well, we can see that the front is dissipating in the last simulation, so we have better weather condition, and we have more or less blue sky for all the time. We can see in the upper screen that we have introduced the U-turn at the beginning of Sol 4. And the last days are different because in the initial simulation we had the front in the west of Hawaii, and then this front is moving. So we have to go a little bit towards south and join Hawaii from the west instead of from north. But the situation is quite stable, so it's good from weather point of view, and it's okay.
Yeah, the main point of difference that we could see there was the increased holding in the old simulation to the new one. So now, what you're saying is that we are going to be landing quite a few hours earlier than we'd initially expected.
Yeah, we arrive a little bit earlier, probably due to the wind. We have an increase of the wind in the last day, and from holding point of view, we have more or less the same timing because we have to cross the first front at defined time. So the holding over the waypoint before this cross is fixed up to midnight. And also the last part has a front that is more or less fixed. So we have to hold, and managing this holding, we can overlap the front. So the holding are more or less the same, but we have more speed.
Which is great. As soon as the quickest we can get there, the better, I'm sure, for everyone and for you as well. Then we can all take a well-earned break. You've been all working very hard. Congratulations to you as well, and to Stefan and Christophe Bezot. I think Christophe has taken a bit of a break now, as I saw him a little earlier. So if you're there, Christophe, still watching, hello and well done. Thank you very much, Eleonora. We spoke to Bertrand Piccard earlier when he was with Prince Albert of Monaco, just reminding us all that this is not just about exploration, that we believe at Solar Impulse that we can be using far fewer polluting technologies, far more energy efficient and clean technologies in order to reduce pollution and tackle climate change. That's what this is all about. And in order to make it happen, we need your help. We have created a new initiative called Future is Clean, futureisclean.org, and we need many of you, millions in fact, to rally round. It's very, very simple. Just go to futureisclean.org. And we have many challenges for you as well. Vincent Colgrave from the web team and the man who's looking after Future is Clean for us at Solar Impulse will explain more. But before then, there's a challenge that many of you have taken part in already. In fact, some of the people standing around me here have taken part in the Paper Planes Challenge. And we've got a brand new video which has come out just now. Here it is, the latest Paper Planes Challenge.
Hey, Florent, can you catch it?
There will be more to come. There you go, concrete actions for a cleaner future. Do you agree? Well, you should. There you go. And more information now on the website, talking about the UN Climate Conference, COP21, which is taking place in Paris in December. We want to show world leaders how many people care about clean technology solutions. And if you do, just click I agree. And Vincent Colgrave is the man who has been working hard every day on not just the paper planes, but also the whole Future is Clean initiative. Hello, Vincent.
Hello, Conor.
And it's going well. I understand we've got more and more patrons lining up to take part.
Yes, exactly. Maybe if we can show them. We have, like, for example, Richard Branson. We have Kofi Annan. We just received the patronage from Don Walsh, who went down to the Mariana Trench in the 60s with Jacques Picard. We have Eric Lindbergh, the great son of Lindbergh, Jan Arthus Bertrand, the famous photographer. So we have a lot of people, and we're expecting more to come, so this is really exciting.
And we've had a few coming to Monaco.
Hopefully. Maybe some are going to fly and come here.
Sylvia Earle?
Yes, indeed. Sylvia Earle, she came last Saturday, and she's a famous oceanographer. She did like so many dives that we cannot count. And she has been acting during all her life to protect the ocean. So we're really proud to have her on board.
Okay, and we need you as well. And what's the idea? How can people join? What do you want from these people, these millions that we want to rally around?
So first, as you said, people have to sign up on the website. And what we expect for them is we want to create a community, a movement of people who really think and understand what we are doing today with this solar plane flying around the world, that with clean technologies we can achieve the impossible. Because if you consider 13 years ago, it was impossible to fly around the world, and today André is flying non-stop above the Pacific. So with this movement, we want to bring those voices of people to COP21, to the conference in Paris, through the voices of Bertrand and André, and to explain to world leaders that a lot of things can be done if there is like really an action that can be implemented in different countries all around the world. So this is really what we want to do with them.
Okay, and you can take part as well, and for instructions on making the paper plane video, it's all on the website.
Everything is on the website. Paper plane is a little bit on the menu, on the top, and then you click here and you see a lot of really funny and crazy videos. Okay, now a couple more celebs who would like to come and see us because they have said they support Future is Clean. Leonardo DiCaprio, if you're watching, come on over. I know that you work with the Venturi Formula E team here in Monaco, so any excuse to come, you'll be more than welcome. We can organise a visit for you. And Nico Rosberg. Exactly, just tweeted. Bertrand did spend some time here in Monaco with him. He just tweeted saying that he was supporting the flight of André. And as we have this image, maybe we see Robert Swan. I just forgot to talk about him, and he's one of the most active patrons we have. This man went walking to both poles, North and South Pole, and he just entered this video. So it's great to see support from those amazing people. In fact, it's the first time I've seen him not wearing a really thick coat and standing in ice and snow. Exactly. It doesn't look right seeing him in the sun, does it? So you can see this wall as well, and there are loads more videos. Let's click on another one. Anything in particular that you like? This one is from one of the women who would like to become Miss Hawaii. Yeah, so we are going to... You would choose that one, wouldn't you, Vincent? I'm not going to say. But she looks fantastic, by the way. Hopefully some of us will meet her. Lucky you. Well, thank you very much, Vincent. And I think it's now time to unveil. Yeah, come with me. Let's have a look and see what Martin's been doing. Our cartoonist, Martin, has been working non-stop. We're going to head over to his table. No pressure.
No, of course not.
Joe the Shark.
That's first. So that's the profile of Joe the Shark.
Okay, let's see. Let's get it near the camera that can see. There you go. This is your camera, Martin. So go to @Joe the Shark
on Twitter. Yeah.
And he's at the moment a pretty unhappy shark. He's got lots of ideas for trying to convince André that it's time to be dinner. And there you go. As we were speaking, he did that. There you go. A raclette under the sea. And there are many
I guess that's a fondue, but I'm not Swiss.
Oh,
so
yeah,
okay. My fault.
He's Belgian. Something to do with beer. There you go. And finally, Joe the Shark has made it on TV. What a great day for him.
He's glad. And earlier today, I did a contest on Facebook and social networks to have ideas for Joe the Shark. And a lot of people sent me some ideas that I just drew live right now. And I have a special, I had the Twitter account added on the bottom. So thanks to them. It was great. And I had a great time doing it.
Okay, I wonder if you can get, there you go, Maxime getting in close there to take a quick look at all those pictures as well. Thank you very much, Martin. And you can go to solarimpulse.com and see Martin's cartoons. And if you have any ideas, I know you're open to ideas, you can send them through to us now. Maybe the people watching right now sending loads and loads of thousands of comments on YouTube. You can just send us a few more ideas for Martin. Well done to the person who had the smelly raclette idea, which was a direct inspiration. And if we don't get through them now, send them through, keep sending them through, and Martin will be scribbling away non-stop. Do you ever sleep?
Never.
He's always here as well.
I draw when I sleep.
Good for you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Martin. Thank you, Vincent.
My pleasure.
Thanks to you all for watching. It's been wonderful to have you all. It's been a great show. We've had Prince Albert of Monaco. We've had Vincent Colgrave, and it doesn't get as bigger than that, does it? Vincent Colgrave himself was here, the executive supreme overlord of Future is Clean. It's been a massive privilege. Thank you very much.
Lord is good for you also.
Thank you very much. Don't look him in the eyes when you speak to him. He doesn't like that. And let's remind you, before we go, Martin, as well as doing drawings like this, he also does moving images. And he will explain to those of you who didn't quite understand how to be involved, how to join the Paper Plane campaign. So until our next update, thanks for watching. Goodbye. Speak to you soon.